Hello, Thursday the 17th of October, day 4 being home, I think. This day is significant for having no significance whatsoever.
This is my first recording in a little while. The vlog should still hopefully have been going up roughly every week or every 2 weeks. But in terms of me actually recording stuff to camera like this, it's probably been 6 weeks. It's mid-April now. And I haven't recorded anything since February. I did a little film for the Neurology Academy about coronavirus, but that wasn't for YouTube like this, so yeah, I haven't done much at all. Subsequently, I was about to say I might look different. I look no different whatsoever. My hair has been growing that entire time, and I still only have this. It's pathetic. And I have a beard, which my wife hates with a burning, fiery passion, and will be gone soon. So let's get going with the episode today, which is me back at home still. So there's not a huge amount of B-roll. It's more talking head stuff, sort of understanding the experience of trying to come home after you've been away for a little while like that. For me, a big part of it was being home with Charlie and him understanding and adjusting to that change. And I think there's a point at the end where I have to go to the doctors, which is the prelude to me eventually being taken into hospital a day or so from this point. So without further delay, we'll get going. And older me from 5-6 months ago now, it seems crazy it was that long ago, we'll set you off. I'll see you soon.
It's, been a good enough day. I slept pretty well last night, meaning that,
So, breathless and burpy, not especially farty though, so I wouldn't say I was gassy.
meaning that today didn't feel like a sort of zombified stupor. I felt like I had energy, which is pretty good, and I could use that energy. It was really nice. I went across the road, ventured forth, and sent my wife upstairs for an hour to have an hour to herself, which she hasn't had in a really long time. But I played with my son downstairs, which was super cool. So we did lots of playing with Duplo, and he was a fireman, and he was a welder, and he was all kinds of things. It was a very nice time. Unfortunately, he got really upset when I left.
That was a bit of a theme, really. Obviously, me staying across the road, just over there, I was close enough that he felt like I was home, and I was home. But I think he found it in some ways more difficult than when I was in hospital. In hospital, he understood he couldn't see me. Whereas if I'm home, I'm literally a stone's throw away from where he might be, but he's still not allowed to see me. He finds it really difficult. So when he did see me and we play and we have lots of fun, which we hadn't done for quite a long time, he got very upset when I would have to leave again.
Which is part of the problem. I think he's finding that more difficult, me being home and then across the road, and then obviously coming over to see him. He's finding that more difficult than when I was at the hospital. That's more challenging for him. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay here, even though it's quite useful, because I think after that hour, I was really there for about an hour and 20 minutes with him. After about 45 minutes, I was absolutely wiped out. I was knackered.
That lasted about a month. I could play with him for about an hour max, and then I was wiped out. I was done. Energy levels take a while to come back properly, at least. And as any of you with children will know, toddlers and young children, they are the maximum test of energy.
I don't know how I would manage being at home with him there all the time, understandably wanting my attention. I feel really bad that I'm not there all the time. But for the time being, I feel so much better now than what I did when I came home on Sunday. I'm hoping in a few days I'll be good to go. But in either case, all that issue resolved. The Hickman is looking pretty good, as was. It's fine. It's a bit ouchy today, a bit itchy, but not too bad. Only other thing of consequence, I'm going to show you this picture my son did for me, if the camera picks it up. So, this is Charlie here, with the blonde hair. And there is Daddy down there, and obviously Daddy's bald, because I'm a bald man, and that's hilarious. And Daddy, you'll see down here, is doing what we refer to as Daddy's Wobbly Leg Dance.
I genuinely really love that picture, and I still love that picture. It's really interesting how my son sort of understands MS and what my symptoms are. Now, the more tired and stressed I am, the more they present, obviously. I assume that's the same for everybody. And in this particular instance, after HSCT, the leg giving way was happening all the time, which is why it was obviously on his mind when he drew that picture. For him, I suppose it was him processing what life was. There was a bit of an uptick in terms of the symptoms presenting, but a massive uptick in terms of people talking about it, in terms of talking about me as a sickly person who isn't quite right.
So when Daddy's leg gives way, he's drawn that here, and Charlie is doing the wobbly leg dance with Daddy, which is very nice. He's good at showing some support.
He genuinely really loves doing my wobbly legs dance. He finds it really fun.
with his wobbly leg dance, which is mostly sort of like an octopus move. Daddy is dreaming about playing Duplo with Charlie, and because I love playing Duplo with Charlie, and I do, it is my favourite thing. And he's written on the back, "That's Daddy dreaming about me and Duplo. That's Daddy's wobbly legs, and me doing Daddy's wobbly leg dance. Daddy is bald, and I think he's funny, and I love him." And he's written his name and given me lots of kisses. So he is a very, 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 very sweet little monkey. And I've said it lots of times in the film, and I will keep saying he's doing really, really well. The last few weeks, I know it's been really tough for him, but he's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, that's it for tonight. There isn't much else to report, really. The day was... it's just another day. It's kind of like the routine you get into when you're in hospital. Except with hospital, you know, I can film pots of pills and random food of varying quality. Here, there's not much to do. So I'll probably end up... I film most days, but not all days from here on in, I imagine. But yeah, we'll see how things keep going. I'll speak to you later. It is Saturday the 19th of October. I didn't film anything yesterday because nothing happened. And today, nothing has really happened. The reason I'm filming mostly is to highlight that I have an ulcer. Not all that exciting. I've had a few over the course of the last couple of weeks, but this one is particularly annoying, and this one is more worrying because I haven't been using the mouthwashes for the better part of a week, so kind of hoping that it goes away. In fact, be very careful when you eat. Now, I don't know if I can see it in the camera, but it's alright, it's going to be lovely, so prepare yourself.
No, you can't see it, and I'm sorry I tried to show you. I don't know this yet, but in about a month, maybe 6 weeks, that tiny little inconsequential ulcer will be replaced with one that's the size of a human fist at the back of my throat.
That didn't work at all. Okay, ulcer, yeah. Otherwise, all is the same as has been. There isn't much to update on. Also, my card is going to run out in 1 minute, and I'm all completely out of cards. I've got like 4 terabytes of SD cards, but I've used them up during wedding season, and I haven't planned a storage system for any of this vlog footage, and there's like 300 gigabytes of it at this stage. So I'm just saying goodbye now. I'll keep you posted on this very exciting ulcer, and keep my fingers thoroughly crossed that there are no more. But for now, that is it. Goodbye. You see it there? Okay, very fast. It's Monday the 21st of October. I haven't done much over the last couple of days. Vlog today, very simple. Feel fine. Feel a little bit fluey, a little bit achy. I need to have some paracetamol. Otherwise, all is good. The other major point, euphemism warning. I noticed that my gastrointestinal issues, the shits, from the last sort of 4 weeks appear to have mostly resolved themselves. I'm back to once a day, which is excellent news from the giddy highs of about 4 million when I was in the hospital. After about a month, things seem to settle down, which is good. Other point of note, which is worth mentioning, strange side effect. Because the chemo kills all the bacteria in your gut, when you go to the toilet, there is no odour of any kind. It is ever so strange. Ordinarily, somebody with a bad stomach stinks, and it's really bad. But you can be safe in the knowledge that if you're having to go 6 or 8 times a day, you can be perfectly shame-free. It's completely odourless. It's quite a funny thing.
This was without a doubt my favourite thing about HSCT. Now, obviously, there's the whole it may cure MS thing, which I'm keen on, obviously. But as an actual takeaway right there and then, this was my favourite thing. And no one told me about it. It's like a superpower. You know, you may spend a lot of time in the bathroom. If you experience the same symptoms I did afterwards, you'll be going back and forth quite regularly, more than you might otherwise. But with this superpower, no one will know you were ever there.
My wife, when she came to visit me in the hospital, she was like, when she went in after me, she had to go and have a wee, and she was like, there's nothing. It's like you've been. I was like, no, it's amazing. That is one of the few advantages, one of the few bonuses of chemotherapy. I think that's about it, really. Otherwise, feeling pretty tired, but feeling okay. I've decided, so I'm wearing a hoodie and my glasses, but I'm going to, I think tomorrow, or maybe the day after, I don't know, some point soon, I'm going to start wearing clothes again. As much as I like my Kermit and my pyjama look, I don't like being like blindingly obvious, like chemo boy walking backwards and forwards in my pyjamas all the time, obviously over to my house. So proper attire is going to have to start at some point soon. But I just wanted to update you that things are much the same. And you should expect to feel cold and fluey and all that kind of stuff for a while afterwards. I kind of thought it might stop now. My wife told me it wouldn't, and I thought she was wrong. Turns out she is not. So yeah, look forward to that for a while. I don't know how long it's going to be there for. But hopefully it will go. For easily managed though, which is the good thing. You just feel perpetually like you're kind of like half energy. And when you do anything, you're like, oh, I feel normal. Then 20 minutes in, I need to sleep. I very much need to go to sleep.
At your GP practice or local pharmacy to ask about the free flu vaccination. All children aged 2 on or before the 31st of August 2019. And all 3-year-olds can get the vaccine free from their GP practice. Stay well this winter.
Okay, so after I filmed earlier on in my hoodie and glasses, I went downstairs and my wife arrived home and did my temperature. Turned out I have a temperature. Now I assumed it was because I was wearing the hoodie.
Despite what I thought at the time, the hoodie doesn't make a blind bit of difference. You wear the hoodie because you are cold, even though you are sweaty. So removing the hoodie, removing the hood doesn't matter to the temperature you have. No one got a rigor from wearing a hoodie.
Having your flu vaccination can help protect.
I was wearing the hoodie all afternoon, but apparently not, as I've had paracetamol and I still have a temperature 37.9. So because I drank loads yesterday and I haven't weed a huge amount today, on reflection, I suppose that's the case. I had to call Bracken Ward. And well, their initial inclination was to try and bring me up to see them. That's a massive mission, and I said I'd rather do something locally, so I am calling 111.
For those of you not in the UK, 111 is like a non-emergency helpline. So you ring 999, big problem, need immediate help. I know obviously America 911, or 999 over here. But if it's a non-urgent thing that you want some advice on, and advice whether or not to go to a GP, or whether to go down to A&E or whatever, you ring 111. You speak to a nurse and they give you the advice.
And they said I had to see a doctor of some kind. So rather than going to Trelisk, obviously A&E in the evening, going to be an absolute nightmare. I'm going to see anybody for hours. And I feel absolutely fine. So I'm going to see 111, going to go and see a doctor. And then hopefully have some bloods taken by the nurses in minor injuries and go home. I have to call Bracken back again later to let them know. But it's really weird. I feel absolutely fine.
Yeah, that changes.
I don't feel that warm anymore.
That really changes.
But apparently I am. So here we are. Yes, a lovely evening. This is annoying. Very annoying. Let's go. I'm cold out here.
My wife is very much not in the mood right now for any of my filming nonsense.
So no bra, no makeup, and commit. I, using the power of concentration, managed to lower my temperature. And I thought before she said 36.8, and that's exactly what it was. I got it spot on.
I did control my temperature with my mind. I felt like Yuri Geller. It was brilliant. And I was right. I proved my wife wrong and I was right. And that is a rare and glorious thing. And what I don't realise there is that come tomorrow, the trick will fail miserably and I'll get quite hot. But for now, I'm feeling quite smug.
And then she did it again a few minutes later, and it was 36.7, so winning. But yeah, everything's fine. I had to wee in a pot, like genuine, like an actual plastic cup, because there were no proper wee pots. So I weed in a pot and walked around with that, which was weird. But I seem to be weeing into stuff quite a lot last few weeks, so it's not that strange. But slightly victorious and annoyed that we've got into all this inconvenience when I could have just avoided the phone call.
It's not much inconvenience, is it? It's better than risking a temperature and...
Anyway, I got a call and have bloods done tomorrow, but otherwise that's it. And go home. Good night.
Finished! So, yeah, we finished there with me feeling quite smug. I was right, my wife was wrong. It was wonderful. Obviously, that turns tomorrow, and I end up back in hospital. But I don't believe that at the time. I think it's because I don't think it's fair. But I think I just never really believed I'd end up back in. I thought it seemed unfair that I'd get home for just like 2 days, 3 days, and then have to go straight back in again after I'd been in for so long already. In the grand scheme of injustice, it's not that big. But for somebody who's been in hospital for a little while, I have to assume that's a fairly common feeling. But my wife was right in the end, as she often is. So the day after this filming and next week or next time in the vlog, you will see me a horrible, disgusting, sweaty mess, shivery and unpleasant, and I'll be back on Brackham Ward. But for now, thank you very much for watching. We are finished. I appreciate you. I appreciate you spending the time to watch these. All likes, subscribes, very much appreciated. If you've got any questions or comments, throw them down below. And yeah, the other thing, I don't know what it's going to be like by the time I post this. I'm hoping that I'm working on sort of 5 or 6 month sort of long turnaround from this. So I don't expect to post this video until July or August probably, and I hope by then things are fixed. But as it stands right now, it's mid-April, and coronavirus means we're all still on lockdown at Easter weekend. This is Easter Sunday. So yeah, I hope the world is better by the time people see this. And yeah, I'm saying stay safe and stuff because it's relevant right now. If you see this in 10 years' time, that's what the world was. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. So, should I go back to saying goodbye? What am I doing? What am I doing? It's really long. But my wife was right in the end. So, tomorrow in what am I... But thank you very much for watching. But yeah, thank you very... Hello! It's a slightly strange... This was honestly my favourite thing... you sing... Which was... I genuinely won't feel that way. Hopefully the vlog... Oh, I've sort of shrunk into my seat. What's going on there? But... Why did I say it? Any questions?